Alright, let's go over homework 5.1, 5.2, number 15. Alright, so we have a derivative of x with respect to p is given right here. Right? Then we want to find x, and also here when p is equal to 50, x equals 7500. So this is basically the initial condition to find constant c. Right? So let's do that. Alright, so you have that. So you know to find x, right? So this is going to be x is a function of p, right? In order to find x, we need to take the antiderivative of this guy. So I'm going to put the negative sign outside. Then we have to take the antiderivative of 600 over quantity 0.04p minus 1 to the third power, right? dp, because the variable is p. Right, so let's do that. So here we're going to use substitution, right? We're going to use let u be what's inside the parentheses. So it's going to be 0.04p minus 1, right? So take the derivative of u with respect to p. We will get just 0.04, right? So we want to solve for dp. So put it upside down. So raise it to the -1 power, or take the reciprocal of both sides. So dp over du is equal to, right, 1 over, right, 0.04, right? What's this? This is same thing as, I'm going to multiply top and bottom by 100 over 4, alright, so which is going to be 25, right? So this is just 25. Alright, so therefore, we can multiply both sides by du to find that dp is really 25 du. Alright, so let's rewrite this integral here. Alright, so you have a negative sign outside, so you have an integral. 600 is just a number, so I'll just put the 600 here. Right? We decided to call the expression inside the parentheses is u. Right? So you have u cubed on the bottom. So I'm going to write it as, I don't like fractions, so I'm going to write it as u to the, right, u sitting on the bottom, so it's going to be a negative power, and cubed, so it's 3. Right? Then dp is actually the same thing as, right, 25, right, du. Right? So we can pull out, clean up a little bit here. So you have a negative sign is still there, right? Right, you have 600, right, and you have 25, right? So 625 would be, right, let's see, there's 2 zeros, so we take care of that, right? 6 times 5 is 30, right? 6 times 2 is 12, so 12 plus 3 is 15, so it's 15,000 outside, right? So took care of that. Then you have integral u to the -3 du, right? Let's take the antiderivative, right? So you have a -15,000 outside, right? Take the antiderivative, add 1 to the power, so 1 to -3, so it's going to be -2 power, right? We're going to have to divide by -2, right? Then plus some constant c, right? So let's simplify a bit. So we have negative sign and negative sign on the bottom cancel out, right? 15,000 is divided by 2, so it's going to be 7,500, right? So 1,500, 2 cancel out, you have a 7,500, right? Then you get 7,500, right? Remember, u is this guy right here, and since it's a negative power, I'm going to put it on the bottom, right? So it's going to be 0.04 p minus 1, right, squared, right? Then you have plus some constant c, right? So let's use this to simplify, right? So when you plug in p equals 50, so x of 50 is equal to, right, you have 7,500 on top, right? So we plug in 50 here, so 50 in p, right? So it's going to be, let's see, so multiply by 10, so it's going to be 0.4. 4 times 5 is 20, so it's going to be 2. 2 minus 1 squared. So this is just going to be 2 minus 1 squared, which is going to be 1 on the bottom anyway, so plus c, right, which is going to be 7,500 plus c, because the bottom is going to be just be 1, right? Then when p is 50, x is supposed to be 7,500, so we set this equal to 7,500, but luckily, if you subtract 7,500 from both sides, c happens to be 0, right? So therefore, the complete formula of x of p is 7,500 over quantity 0.04 p minus 1 squared. All right, so let's type that in. All right, so what we found was 7,500 over quantity 0.04 p minus 1, raise it to the squared. All right, so let's check the answer. All right, it came back and looks like we got this one correctly. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.